Good afternoon, everybody. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon. So, welcome to all to the second class of MES-44. In the first class, we have already discussed Unit 1, 2, 3 of Block 1. Block 1 has how many units? Who can say? Block 1 has how many units? Yes? 5 units. Out of 5 units, we have already in the first class discussed Unit 1, that is classroom management. Unit 2 is curriculum transaction. Unit 3 is management of evaluation. So this is the class, second class of MES 044. And now we are going to discuss Unit 4, management of academic resources. Management of academic resources. What do you mean by academic resource? First, tell what is resource. What do you mean by resource? Anybody?
Sir, resource कहले जहाँ भी किसी गोटे इक्विपमेंट होता है जहाँ कि हम हेल्प करते हैं हम डेली वर्क रे बा हमर जो किसी एक्टिविटी करता है तो हेल्प करते हैं तो रिसोर्स तीन प्रकार है पर सर रिसोर्स तीन प्रकार है पर ह्यूमन रिसोर्स फाइनेंशियल रिसोर्स और गोटे नॉन ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मटेरियल रिसोर्स है
Okay. Any other who can say what is resource? Hello. Nobody. Nobody is there. Yes. Please. Anyone? The source of knowledge is resource. The source of knowledge. That Tapana told material resource. So using material, we are getting knowledge information. From human resource, we are obtaining knowledge and information. And financial resource is also help for managing a human resource and material resource. And directly and indirectly, that also helps us for obtaining knowledge, for gaining knowledge and information. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So resource related to academic activities is known as academic resource. In any academic organizations, in any educational institutions, it may be school education, may be higher education, may be technical education, may be professional or management education, any type of educational institution must require certain resources as per its curriculum, as per its practicum, as per its transaction, as per its requirement. The resource is required by all. So academic resource of an institution is the wider perspective in the context of meaning, which include every possible material which are relevant to the educational process, and it is connected with the basic goals of the institution. Think about the medical science, medical college. What is the basic goal of the medical college? Who can say? What is the basic goal of medical college?
सर मेडिकल कॉलेज रे बेसिक गोल कहि परबा कि तापे भलो माने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर थिबा दरकार क्लास करिया पे भलो क्लासरूम रहबा दरकार जोनी पिला माने पाठ पढिबे आ तंग इंटर्नशिप पई पाखरे तंगर जेन थाई परथवा देखा से कॉलेज रे ही पारे तंग पे इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम ही पार जेमेंति एससीबी मेडिकल कॉलेज मेडिकल अछि फैसिलिटी तो पिला माने पाठ पढा हुए
अन्य के को अन्य माने अन्य के मतामत दियो. Okay, the basic goal of medical college is to produce the effective and efficient doctor to this society. They are meeting the need of the society. They can meet the requirement of the society. To produce such type of a doctor, infrastructure is very essential. Other resources like library, laboratory, hospitals, and the related infrastructure or resource is to be required for giving better exposure to the medical science college students. For giving better exposure. Unless and until a student cannot get any professional, it may be a teacher education student or medical science or engineering, any professional institution must facilitate the learner, give optimum scope to the learner, how to get better exposure and gain experience, practical knowledge, then automatically they can be effective in their own profession. So educational institutions or academic resource is very, very essential for an educational institution. And it is related to, it should be relevant to the concerned curriculum and syllabus. Academic resources can be integrated with the learning environment as well as they can fulfill the goals of the institution. What is the learning environment in a tribal pocket or tribal school where most of the students are from tribal community? What is the environment in hill station schools? What is the environment in coastal areas? So variety of in urban cities, in metropolitan cities, so environment is different because from different background the students are coming, the teachers from different background and exposure, experience, they are also working in those schools or institutions or colleges. So environment is different. As for environment, materials should be required. Material must be essential as per the learning environment of the institution. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Definitely, if the educational environment is learning environment is different, automatically the exposure is different, the experience is different of all the students. So according to the need, the resource is required, and that should be different from place to place, area to area, community to community. What are the different types of academic resources? In the institutional resource, community-based resource. Resources are two types. One is institutional-based resource, another is community-based resource. Lekha note kari paro tame khata re. One is institutional resource. Dita column kar diyo. Institutional resource underline, community-based resource underline. What are institutional resources? Teacher is also a resource. Teacher is related to or linked to the educational institution. So, teacher is the very important resource for each and every educational institution. Second is a textbook. In different subject, variety of textbooks are there. Textbook for teacher education program is not equal with the medical science program, engineering program, pharmacy program, any management program, MBA program, MCA program, etc. So textbook, teachers, then textbook, then electronic devices. Electronic device is also another resource. electronic device. What are the electronic device? Today, computer, television, projector, like that. Variety of electronic or digital resources are there that must be related to institution. प्रत्येक अनुष्ठान से सब रिसोर्स थाए बुझीगला. नेक्स्ट इज लेखुच ना लेखुन
ଆଜ୍ଞା
लेखुच
ସାର୍
ना लेखुन इंडिविजुअल रिसोर्स तले लेखुच तो टीचर टेक्स्ट बुक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक रिसोर्सेस printed materials. Other than textbook, there are a variety of printed materials like leaflets, magazines, charts, maps, journals, write-ups, any type of poems, stories, short stories, variety of books and textbook, variety of supplementary materials in different subject. Those are printed materials. Newspaper, these are printed materials. Then virtual platforms. Now we are in virtual platform, online platform. That is online platform. That is also resources. So now most of the secondary schools in Odisha have what? Smart classroom, ICT based smart classroom. So there is a scope for video conferencing. There is a scope for using smart board, video, audio, and using internet. We can organizing the teaching learning activities in the schools, and it becomes more interesting and effective due to use of ICT. That is also virtual platforms is also another resource. Then visual materials. Variety of visual materials are available in the school. Even if the skeleton of the body in science laboratory of different schools, colleges, the skeleton of the body, human body is available. So we can know what is the condition of the body, what is the bone system, ko bone pare kota achi, kemti khanja haichi, kon achi, everything you can get practical knowledge. So these are the some examples of different types of institutional resources. Institutional resources. These are not the last. You may add any other institutional resource. Ebe kuho au asito kon add kari pariba. Other than all these institutional resource, what other institutional resource you may add? You share your thoughts, feelings, and your views. Anyone?
सर ब्रॉड पर्सपेक्टिव रे आ अंडर रे सब आसीबो रे
कोडे
यदि ब्रॉड पर्सपेक्टिव रे देखिबा तो आ अंडर रे सब रिसर्च गुडा का आसीबो रे इंस्टीट्यूट रे जोरा यूज करा हो एकेडमिक रे
ना तथापि आमे जदि ताका आउ किछि छाडी जाई चा भीतर बाद किछि आ छाडीबा छाडी छे टिके एते पिला अच्छे समते ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग करो.
ओके सर
ओके जदि एबे संभव होनी घरे बसिक ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग करिवो एबो यू मे ऐड अदर रिसोर्सेस. So then underline community based resources. Community based resources under community based resource, one is students are the community based resources. Students belongs to community. Teacher is due to school or college, teacher appoints for taking care of the students. So for institution the teacher is required. Students belongs to the community. They are they come to the school for education purpose from the community. So students are the community resources. Then supplementary materials. Because community gives us variety of supplementary materials. Suppose mass media. Mass media, newspaper, magazine, weekly magazine, daily magazine, variety of newspapers in English, Odia, in other languages, leaflets, pamphlets, charts, all are comes under supplementary materials. Then manual. School provides electronic and community provides manual because community has no laboratory. Community has no any type of ICT materials. But manually, community gives the different type of resources, helps the teacher to use the resources for betterment of the learners. Then digital. Digital platform is used in the community. Variety of digital platform like WhatsApp, Google Meet, Telegram, YouTube, variety of platforms, digital platforms are there. Then real materials, natural by real materials. Then audio is the community material. Now we can relate one to one, teacher versus student. When there is the interrelationship between institutional material as well as resource and community based resource, the first is teacher versus student. Teacher versus student. Second, textual versus supplementary. Textual versus supplementary. It is slide अच्छी एटा देखि परिबो लेकिन स्क्रीनशॉट नहीं परिबो. Next, electronics versus manual. Then printed versus digital, virtual versus real, visual versus audio, institutional versus community based. So when we compare between two institutional resources and community based academic resources, we can take all other parts to analyze, to understand the difference and similarities between institutional resource, academic resource and community based academic resource. Any doubt? Anybody, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Then we can proceed to next slide. Under academic resource, other than what we discussed now, these are the some resources I have noted here. One is printed material. It is not necessary to explain. Everybody knows what is printed material. Na jani no? Are printed material jani cha na?
Again, sir. Textbook.
Again, sir.
Okay, very good. Second is a chalkboard. Who can say what is chalkboard?
Sir, जोटा हम use करते blackboard जोटा हम classroom में.
Blackboard जोटा सेटा chalkboard. Very good. Funnel board.
Sir, smart board type chalkboard ही परिबो?
Yes. Blackboard is chalkboard. We write with the help of chalk on the blackboard. So blackboard is chalkboard. Okay. Funnel board. What is funnel board? तुम्हें कहबो मु कहबिनी यार मीनिंग मु कहबिनी. Funnel
Smart
board.
board किसी? Sir, smart funnel.
Funnel board. What is the meaning of funnel? What is the meaning of funnel? Yes. कौन?
सर स्कूल माने करे जोटा यूज होची के जो किछि पिक्चर लगाय पे सेटा कहि परबे
ए गुडा को चिंता कोन करछो एते समय तमे सब मैट्रिक के पास कलो जो माने क्लास रे छ दोज हु आर इन क्लास नाउ Which year is your matriculation year?
Sir, 2014.
2014. So, in the year 2011, there was a Ama Vidyalaya concept was functioned throughout Odisha in every government school, and softboard, hardboard were attached in the walls of each and every classroom. Softboard and hardboard. We are using the flannel board to paste the poems or pictures or any other riddles for reading of others. गोटे पिला बढ़िया रिडल गाउची ताऊ लेखि छपा जाय से मरा जाय पिन देकरी मरा जाय.
Sir, display board.
That is flannel board. The soft board is known as flannel board. Okay. Bulletin board. The board which is used to write the bulletins. News, bulletins. That is bulletin board. Na eta bujha pod janno. What is bulletin board?
Yes, sir.
Then, okay. Then still picture. What is still picture? What is still picture?
सर स्टिल पिक्चर तो हम कैमरा माने के नो जोटा डीएसएलआर एटा स्टिल पिक्चर बोली कहै छै.
Everybody has Android set. And
Yes,
every
sir,
moment
single
we are
board.
taking still picture. So we can use the still pictures as academic resource. You are going to teach the plants. So take the still pictures or videos or use inside the classroom about the variety of plants and its functions, or animals, or any type of. Then film strip. What is film strip? Film strip. Yes.
Sir, किसी स्टिल पिक्चर को सीरियली ग्रुप कराई रखा है.
Serially, a series of pictures, videos, audios for projection in the classroom. Suppose I am taking the mathematics class. All the related LOs or concept, variety of still picture, videos, audios, and other TLMs, I may collect or prepare, and orderly that can be kept to visualize for observation of the students to use inside the classroom. That is film strip. Series of films, series of programs, series of activities in the form of audio video mode. Film mode जोटा हम फिल्म टा देखुचे सेमती देखै परिबो तमे प्रोजेक्टर माध्यम रे हो बा जे कोनोसी टेक्नोलॉजी व्यवहार करी. Slide जानिचो एबे I am showing one slide another and we are discussing. Overhead projector, we know it very well. There is a projector, and through projector we can project the slides, pictures, any write-offs, any video or audio, any film for the better learning and observation of the learners. Graphic materials, maps and globes. These are the very important academic resources for each and every educational institution. It may be school, it may be college, it may be a university. But all the resources are required for all type of institutions. Hona nahi?
Yes.
Next jiva, next slide ku. Need for management of academic resources. Do you think management of academic resources is very important?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ए देख तुम मटेरियल 73 पेज रे डिटेल देइछि 72 73 पेज. What is printed material? What is chalkboard? What is bulletin board? What is flannel board? What is still picture? What is film strip, slides, overhead projector, graphic material, map, globes, audio materials, audio visual materials, digital resources, community resources, everything you can get from page number 72 and 73 of your study material. Need for management of academic resources. So we know the need of academic resource, management of academic resource is very important. Why? Why it is important? Management of academic resource is very important. Why? Yes.
सर आम कहीपर मैनेजमेंट न ठीक से यूज करि परिबनी तार ठीक जो तार जो टाइम डायरेक्शन पई जो यूज पई गोटे जिंस को यदि मैनेजमेंट
Very good.
यूज करिया
Very
प्लान
one short. हमें यार short lengthy करिबानी. Short. Economically use or use in the real context. Any other? For use in the real context or economically use, for economically use, management of academic resource is important. Any other need?
सर कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव
Before use, selection is very important. Selection of appropriate, suitable resource or material, then use. Next. Vishal Koishala. To avoid wastage of time, the material which are not suitable if we use and students are not getting any benefit, and those materials or resource cannot give benefit to the students, automatically those materials or resource waste the time of the students and teacher both. ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର ସମୟଟାକୁ ବର୍ବାଦ କରିଦେଲା ସେଟା କାମରେ ନ ଲାଗିଲା କେମିତି କାମରେ ଲାଗିବ ନାହିଁ ନା if it is not suitable, it is not relevant to the learning content or concept. Then to make it relevant, contextual, appropriate, suitable, we should be careful and try our best not to avoid the waste. Not to waste the time. Sorry, not waste the time. To inform prospective and potential users. So the users, who are the users? Students are the users. Teacher is also another user of all the resources. So it helps in the prospective and potential manner. The users can get experience in the real perspective. Then to facilitate the planning of academic resource procurement. What are the required academic resources? And we have to plan as per need and requirement of the students and teacher to procure, to purchase, to prepare suitable academic resource for the betterment of the students, for improving the quality of the students, learning ability of the students or learners. These are the different need for management of academic resources. How can need ହେଇପାରେ ତମ ଭାଷାରେ? ତୁମ ଭାଷାରେ ଆଉ କଣ need ହେଇପାରେ? ନା କିଛି ଆଉ need ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ? ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଲେଖ need ରେ check the mismanagement of resources. Okay. Then basics of academic resource management. Basics of academic resource management. Have you written the headline? Basics of academic resource management. Everybody? Have you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. Under basics of academic resource management, there are 4 terms we have used. One is planning, second is procuring, third is maintaining, fourth is reviewing. The very important 4 steps or basics of academic resource management. The first one is planning, second is procuring, third is maintaining, fourth is reviewing. Let us discuss one by one. What is planning? Who can say what is planning? ମୁଁ କହିଛି ପିଲେ ବାରମ୍ବାର ଜମା don't try to become a passive listener in my class. You have to interact and you have to say something while I am interacting. Don't become passive listener.
सर प्लानिंग हेल्प करता है कोनो सोडे एक्टिविटी को सक्सेसफुल माने अचीव करिवारे कंप्लीट करिवारे
Sir,
Okay.
whatever
Yes.
we do,
Continue.
first we should do planning, sir. Any work we can do.
First, we have to make a plan.
Planning.
We have to make a plan. Very good. Can you say what are the different types of planning? Generally, planning is 2 types.
Yes.
Note it: short term and
Short term and long term, sir.
very good. Short term and long term. Planning are 2 types: short term plan and long term plan. Plan for developing infrastructure, plan for improving materials, academic resources, plan for developing the transaction process, or use variety of ways of techniques of teaching learning activities, planning for fulfilling the human resources, required human resources for managing the school level activities. So basically plannings are 2 types. One is a short-term plan, another is long-term plan. Then procurement. What is procurement? Procurement, yes. Procuring. अरे ता अर्थ कौन? किनिबा. While we are managing a planning for improving the academic resources, so automatically some materials are required to improve the academic resource, and that should be procured, that should be purchased. Purchase तो इटा घर कथा नुहे मो घर को अच्छी 5 किलो आंब दरकार मु 5 किलो आंब जगह 10 किलो नहीं आस परिबी मोर किले मटन दरकार बंधु बांधव कुणिया मित्र आछछन्ती मु 2 किलो मटन नहीं आस परिबी एटा घर कथा नुहे मो स्कूल एतिक अछि मु 4 जिंस नहीं आसीबी नो यू कैन नॉट as per your available of financial amount or financial strength. As per your financial strength, you have to procure the materials to improve the academic resource management system in your school or college. So purchase committee must be formed. Under procuring, the first step is to form a purchase committee. So headmaster or principal mundi nuhanti, they cannot purchase themselves. Jaha chahiye ta kar debe seta nuhe. So they have to form a committee taking the staff of the school or college. That committee will take decision. That committee will take decision after analyzing, verifying the available materials, what materials are required for which purpose, then they can resolve for purchasing the material. Purchase committee is there. Another duty of purchase committee is to survey the market price. The lowest cost the lowest cost market price or the farm which quoted lowest price, that farm will be given order to supply the required materials to the school or college. The lowest quotation दब ताकू ऑर्डर दिया जिवो जे तू परचेस कमिटी निष्पत्ति नब जे तू मटेरियल की जहाँ जिनस सप्लाई दबा कता दे. Then receiving delivery से सप्लाई देला पर हम रिसीव करबा. Then stock entry, after receiving everything will be entered into the stock register of the school and college. Suppose you are the teacher of a school, assistant teacher of a school. You are in charge of library. तुमे विद्यालय थिबा पाठगार दायित्व रे अछ. जदि 5 खंड बही तम पीरियड रे हजै दैछ, when you transfer or retired from government service, so you have to keep those 5 number of books of that price. से बही रो जो प्राइस अछि से प्राइस रो चारटा बही आनी थोई कि तम रिलीव हबो कि चाकरी छाड़ी कि जेबो रिटायर्ड हेले रिटायर्ड बेनिफिट पाइ. बुझियला. So these are the different steps of procuring process. One is purchase committee, market survey, purchase order, recovering delivery, and stock entry. A recovery receiving delivery and stock entry. Hala? These are the different steps for procuring. First step is planning. Second step is procuring. Third step is, who can say? Third step?
Maintaining, sir.
Maintaining. हमें योजना कले किनी देले तापर कोन करिया ताको मेंटेन करिया ना बाहर पकई थबा कलंकी लागिबो.
मेंटेन करबा स्टॉक रजिस्टर एंट्री हबो.
हां स्टॉक एंट्री ही गला तापर we have to maintain. कारण those materials resources are used inside the classroom, outside the classroom, in different occasions of the school, observation of the days हमें यूज करिबा. तो how to maintain, how to use, that is another very important factor of academic resource management. Maintenance is the most important aspect of academic resource management in every school and colleges and universities. कारण आजिकली हम जानी चाहिए हम पिला गुडा सब बाबू बाबू तो बाबू पूरा गोटा बाबू. तेणु गोटा बाबू फाड़ बाबू हाफ बाबू that is very dangerous. आमे सब ओडिया प्रबाद अछि अल्प विद्या भयंकरी. सर से श्लोकटा की गाई पर भूली जाइछि. अगाध जो अगाध गंड जल रे एते बड़ मगर बा तिमी रहिले के जानती नाही. बट छोटिया टिके पातर पानी रे दि चारटा दंडे केरानी थबे छट 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 होते सत्य भाबियो केते माछ अछन. ए श्लोकटा संस्कृत श्लोकटा आई मीनिंग ता जा हम कहिली मन रखिछ कि? कैन यू शेयर?
सर अगाध जल मात्रेण तापर लाइन टा मने नाही किंतु तापर होउची गंडूस जल मात्रेण सर्परी फरफरायते.
हां गंडूस जल मात्रेण सर्फरी फरफराय माने अल्प टिके पानी रे सर्फरी माने दंडे खानी माछ फरफर फरफर होतबे. किंतु अगाध जल रे समुद्र रे जो तिमी मगर बड़ बड़ जंतु रही छथि से कोन अछंती बोली हम जानि पारुचे? वी कैन नॉट. सेही भली भाबरे maintenance is very important duty of every individual. Management and maintenance is very important. How to maintain, how to use. आम घर जिनसटा जेमती आम व्यवहार करुचे मु नोटिस करिछि बहु जगह रे निज घरे जदि धूली टिके पड़ुछि जिनसटा आम पोछि देई रखुचे किंतु स्कूल कॉलेज रे सरकार का माल दरिया में डाल ताकू दिगोइठा पकई देले भी आमे तार जत्र नौ नथिबा. It is bad habit. So maintenance is very very important. Without maintenance, proper maintenance, the resource, the material will be damaged, will be stolen, will be lost. So as a conscious citizen, under importance accountability will be fixed. Accountability. Stock रे जे दायित्व अछि ताको accountability fix करिवो. जे व्यवहार करिया को नउची ताको accountability fix करा जिवो. So they should use it properly with care. So with care, if you use, automatically it will not damage easily and very shortly. Accountability must be fixed. Storage. All the material or resources should not be put outside. Proper storage should be taken into consideration. Periodical inspection. Twice in a year or once in a year at least. All the materials should be inspected, verified. Then stock verification. If 5 materials are in the stock, at the end of the year, whether 5 materials are available or 2 materials have been lost. Who is accountable? Under which custody the materials were, they will bear the cost of the lost materials. The principle should be maintained seriously and strongly. Periodical inspection is very important. Stock verification is also another important activity. Inventory preparation, disposal of damaged items. जो आइटम व्यवहार है कि डैमेज हो जाउची ताको मध्ये हमें टाइम टू टाइम कोन करबा ना डिस्पोज ऑफ कर दबा ना नहीं ताको पकई सेम रखतबा कोन कहउछ पकई रखतबा तो
नहीं सर ताको
आउ
सर
डैमेज आइटम को हम डिस्पोज ऑफ कर दोथि बहु स्कूल रे हेडमास्टर मान थांती से भांगी की 10 खंड हेले भी ताको से साइति की रखितेबे काले चाकरी पळेबो काले चाकरी पळेबो आई होप दोज हु आर इन द हां कोन कुह शिक्षा
सारा मो शिक्षा व्यवस्था ही सही प्रकार वर्तमान चली जते भांगी जाऊ ताको साहित्य के रख न हले तुम दरमा बंद पेंशन बंद
किए कहला दरमा बंद पेंशन बंद किए कहला
नहीं माने गवर्नमेंट रो जो गाइडलाइन अनुसार जदि हेडमास्टर माने कॉन्शियस न हबे ताले तांको बेड़ा खराब
एटा बुझिया भूल अरे द मटेरियल परचेज्ड एंड इट विल बी used means after 5 years 6 years it will be damaged, some item will be lost. Not to damage and lost earlier, we should be careful. Accountability should be fixed up earlier. गोटाए जिनस आमे जदि गोटे ड्रेस करूचे आमे तो 5 वर्ष पिंधि पारुचे आम घरे चेयर टेकिले तो 10 वर्ष पकेकी रखुचे यदि आम घरे गोटे चेयर 10 वर्ष लास्टिंग करूची व्हाई नॉट इन स्कूल that should be checked up कि 10 वर्ष पर सेटा डैमेज हबो भांगीबो ता माने नुहे जे मु कपड़ा घोड़े की काले मोर दरमा बंद होई जो मु सेटा को व्यवहार करबिनी कपड़ा घोड़े की रखिबी most of the schools are getting supplementary materials for the library for the study of the students, but if you visit the schools those are kept inside the Godrej. काला हजि जीवो चिरी जीवो मैला हे जीवो मो को रिकवर हे जीवो हु डज दिस बुझियला बही तो दिया गला पिला पढिबे पढले तो डैमेज हबो चिरीबो फाटिबो ताको स्टॉक वेरिफिकेशन करी कि डैमेज करिवो एवरी ईयर रिपोर्ट करिवो रेजुलेशन कर दबो कमिटी रे जणै दबो तुम हायर अथॉरिटी की आ तुम दरमाटा बंद काहे हे जीवो we have no idea. We are not conscious what to do for which purpose. Therefore, due to our ignorance, you are getting fear, and in fear we are putting it inside the Godrej under the lock and key, and don't give it to our students to use frequently. आम एटा पिलांगो दोने पर्पस को से सरकार एते पैसा खर्च करी काहे सप्लाई कला मटेरियल बहुत स्कूल को विजिट करिछि जेते सब मटेरियल सब प्रिंटेड बही फही सब मिले से गोडरेज रे थुआ आइथो काले हजि जीवो हला that should not be done. One is planning, procuring, maintaining, then reviewing. Time to time review must be there in any work, any activity. If there is no review, There is no review, so everyone cannot become conscious, everyone cannot aware to perform their duty effectively and timely. So this is all about unit 4. We have already discussed unit 4. Now let us discuss unit 5. What is unit 5? Unit 5 about curricular and co-curricular activities. Management of curricular and co-curricular activities. Dear learners, you know, in a school, in a college, in any educational institutions, all the activities are to be organized. Those activities are put into two broad categories. What are those two broad categories? One is curricular, another is co-curricular. Both curricular and co-curricular activities are highly essential for improving, for developing the ability of the students. How your students will grow, how your students will learn, how your students will know more information, get more information, that depend upon the curricular activity and co-curricular activities. But really today, most of the parents, most of the teachers, we know, we understand the effect of both curricular and co-curricular activities, but we are giving focus on only curricular activity. Remember it, co-curricular activity related to curricular area helps for better understanding, better learning, and it gives more exposure and experience to the learner. ପିଲାମାନେ ଭାଷା ସାହିତ୍ୟ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଭାଷା ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି, ସେ ବହି ପଢିକିରି କରିକୁଲାର ବହି जो रिलेटेड जो टेक्स्ट बुक पढ़िकिरी जति ज्ञान आहरण न करिवे, जदि we can organize variety of co-curricular activities like debate, discussion, speech competition, writing competition, story writing competition, poem composing competition, variety of thoughts, analysis, discussions, question answer. All these co-curricular activities will help the child to learn more and more other than curricular area, curricular activities. And curricular activity is stereotyping activity. The child can think as it is stereotyping, there is a mistake, there is a punishment. But in co-curricular activity, the child thinks there is no punishment, it is amusement. Both are amusement, both are very interesting. The student should engage and develop himself or herself, involving in variety of curricular activities as well as co-curricular activities. So curricular activities are classroom teaching, subject-based practicals, demonstrations, field work, self-study, library work, tutorial classes, seminars, group discussion, question answer, and like this. These are the variety of curricular activities. And curricular activities are also specifically done in a specific subject. All these activities we can organize in mathematics, in science, in social science, in language history, in language English, in language Odia. Then co-curricular activities, those are improving the classroom transaction. Co-curricular activities improves the classroom transaction. These are serving the educational, fulfilling the educational need of the students. These activities help the student, help the learner how to fulfill the learning need of the students, requirement of the students. Okay? Then curricular activities in an educational institutions. What are the curricular activities in an educational institutions? A teacher centered curricular activity, student control, বা centered, group controlled or centered curricular activity. We know under teacher centered there is direct instruction of the teachers. Direct instruction of the teachers. Then teacher exposition. Direct instruction of the teachers कौन मत बुझे दला? Anyone? कहीं जने मत टिके कुह. What is direct instruction? हैं?
सर
सर
डायरेक्ट
डायरेक्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन माने
कुह
सर डायरेक्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन माने हमें क्लास को जाई कि पिला कहबा ए बई बाहर करो आ ए विषय पढ़ा हबो सेडू माने पढ़ा आरंभ हबो
मु जा कहूची सुनो लेख मन रखियो परीक्षा रे एटा पढ़ियो. This is direct instruction. समझे?
आज्ञा सर बुझी पल्लू.
Okay. Then teacher exposition. Teacher explains himself. Not the chance will not give to the students. Students' feedback will not be collected. Students' sharing of opinions will not be collected. Only teacher will explain the fact. Then demonstration. Teacher demonstrates, not taking the help of students' activities. Teacher himself or herself demonstrates. Team teaching. These are the different activities of teacher-centered or teacher-controlled activities in any educational institution. Student control. Under student control, we can say group work, group activity, pair activity are also student control activities. Computer assisted instruction. Computer assisted instruction. So using the computer, we are assisting the learners how to learn, how to improve their ability, performance. Then drill and practice. Every day we give some activity to do and to make it practice by the students. Tutorial mode. Then simulation mode. What is simulation mode? Anybody? What is simulation mode? तुम्हें सिमुलेशन टीचिंग देउथियो बेले बेले जो माने बीएड करछो को
अगेन सर टीचर जोटा को माने कले ताकू माने इमिटेट करिवे स्टूडेंट ताकू कहे सिमुलेशन.
Okay. Then discovery mode. Entry into the concept and discover the meaning. आमे जो 5E मॉडल लेसन प्लान यूज करूचे कौन से गुड़ा सब? What are the different steps?
Engage, explore, explain, elaborate, evaluate.
Very good. So all these steps helps the learner to discover the fact, the concept, and to understand. Then interaction mode. Interaction mode means interactive. So under student control activities, these are the different techniques we have to follow. Another very student control activity is self-learning. Self-learning. You all the learners are self-learners. Because in a paper you are getting 6 classes only. 6 classes are not sufficient. For this paper, minimum 60 class is required. 60 to 70 class is required. Out of 70 classes, you are completing the course in 6 periods, 6 classes. That is not sufficient. It is very miserable. But how it is, it will give benefit if you learn the materials first yourself and find out your doubts and difficulties, and that will be discussed during counseling session. So automatically it will give benefit for the learner. Self-learning. Under self-learning, we can say emphasis on learning rather than teaching. आमे टीचिंग अपेक्षा कहा गुरुत्व दबा लर्निंग को गुरुत्व दबा recognition of individual differences as per the need of the child, as per the difference of the child, he or she should be taken care of. Active student participation must be ensured. Working at one's own space or self-pacing. So each and every individual cannot learn equally, cannot act equally, cannot do equally, because ability is different, interest is different. Provision of feedback and evaluation. Frequently we get the feedback and assess our students regularly as per their weakness, as per their need. We should give them support service so that they can improve in all aspects. Next is project work. Under say student control, another is project work. Under project work, we can say assignments, homework, project related to painting, essay writing, or any type of developing write-ups, making chart and poster. These are the different variety of projects we have to give in to the students for their engagement and learning. Third one is group control. Third one is group control. Group control means what? Group control curricular activities are to be organized in a group of students. A student learns something on his or her own by imitation, observation, simulation, and due to interaction with his or her student friends. Being a member of the team or group, they can learn by doing in a group. गोटे पिला को जदि इंडिविजुअल आमे काम दउचे से एका पढुची एका जानुची से भितरे इंटरेक्शन का सहित करूची न करूची एमती असुविधार सम्मुखीन थाए किंतु when we take the focus on group activity, so automatically they will share in between themselves what they know, and group work will give benefit to each and every student. So these are the variety of curricular activities in an educational institutions. Next slide. Steps involved in the management of curricular activities. There are 3 steps to manage curricular activity. 3 steps we have to follow. What are they? Now one is planning, second one is organizing, third one is evaluating. आमे जेते बेले लेखिबा सदाला मन रख ए स्लाइड रे मते भूल अछि जदि आमे लेखुचे प्लान इज ए verb, सेमते ऑर्गेनाइज लिखिबा इज ए verb, evaluate लिखिबा इज ए verb. If we are writing noun, then in noun form all the words will be written in noun form. Okay, एगुडा को फोकस दबा. So there are 3 steps of managing curricular activity. One is planning. First of all, goals and objectives are to be set up. आमे जो काम करूचे सेति पई जो योजना तयारी करूचे सेति पई हम प्रथम गोल लक्ष्य बा उद्देश्य को आगे हमें निर्धारण करिबा आ बुझिबा निजे what is the specific aims and objectives. Then foundational commitment. After that हमें कार commitment मध्ये नजर करिबार अछि. Commitment. Another is organization. आगे प्लान हैला योजना हे गला तापर organization. How can we organize? Now organize as per their experience, students experience, learning experience of the students. That is verbal experience, visual experience, vicarious experience, simulated experience, direct experience. So variety of experiences are here. So experience should be taken into consideration. After that, students' need and aspiration will be assessed. Age group will be assessed. Student intellectual ability will be assessed. Students' profile, students' attention span, overall objective of the lesson, content is to be taught. তাহলে এই সব দিগ প্রতি আমি ধ্যান দেବାକୁ পড়িব যেতବେଳେ আমি অর্গানাইজ করুছে কোনসি গোটে কারিকুলার আক্টিভিটি after organization we can know the strength and weakness, what is the learning style of the learners, everything. So how can we know it? Through evaluation, through assessment. So in management of curricular activities, basically we can follow 3 steps. First is planning, second is organizing, third is evaluating. Planning, organizing, evaluating. Then another is steps involved in management of co-curricular activities. एथिरे से प्लानिंग ऑर्गेनाइजिंग आउ इवैल्यूएटिंग से 3टा स्टेप रहिबो आ गोटे कथा मॉनिटरिंग ता एथरे थाए 2टा आगे मतलब मॉनिटरिंग जोड़ी दियो प्रथमटा लिख प्लानिंग ऑर्गेनाइजिंग इवैल्यूएटिंग ऑर्गेनाइजिंग मॉनिटरिंग एंड इवैल्यूएटिंग एटा मतलब शेयर कर दियो प्लानिंग ऑर्गेनाइजिंग मॉनिटरिंग एंड इवैल्यूएटिंग कल 2टा को
ଟିକେ ବୁଝିହେଲାନି first steps
सर टिके बुझेलानी
ଟିକେ doubt
फास्ट को
steps involved in management of curricular activities ତ ତା ଅଣ୍ଡରରେ ଲେଖିବା ପ୍ଲାନିଂ or
organizing monitoring evaluating
ଆଜ୍ଞା
सेमती अदर करिकुलर एक्टिविटी मतलब सही 4टा सेम प्लानिंग
एक्सिक्यूटिंग होती सर
हैं
सर एग्जीक्यूटिंग उठे होची
ना एग्जीक्यूटिंग छाड़ दियो ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कला पर एग्जीक्यूटिव हेला पर सेठी प्लान फॉर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मींस
अच्छा सर
एग्जीक्यूटिव
दिटा जाक सेम हे जिवो एथि
same हो
एग्जीक्यूटिंग
दिटा।
काटि देबा फर्स्ट रे मॉनिटरिंग मिसेबा आज्ञा
हां
आज्ञा सर
हेलो घर को आसुना हाँ हाँ मत 15 मिनट लगे हाँ ओके बुझिला एबे
Yes,
बुझिला
sir.
डाउट रहला
ना आज्ञा सर ना
अच्छा
बुझिला
ताले हमें 4टा स्टेप लिखिबा बुझे दउ चाउ थरे कहि दउजी तथापि फिर अगेन वी कैन डिस्कस प्लानिंग वी नो we have to make the plan. As per plan we have to organize means executing. After execution we can monitor whether it is executed properly or any problem is there, any issues is there. So monitoring we can assess, and lastly we can evaluate what is the ability, what is the performance, what is the usefulness of the program or activity. এই ভଳି 4টি স্টেজ ଦେଇକି ଆମେ करिकुलर एरिया एवं अदर करिकुलर एरिया रिलेटेड एक्टिविटीज को ଆମେ इन्वॉल्व करिवा ऑर्गेनाइज करिवा दिस इज ऑल अबाउट ब्लॉक 1 5टा यूनिट थिला ब्लॉक 1 रे ଆମେ याको डिस्कशन कले ब्लॉक 1 देन कम टू ब्लॉक 2 who can say how many units are in block 2
4 units sir
eh
4 units sir
4 units
yes sir 4 unit
6 7 8 9 okay just I am sharing the next unit next slide 1 minute Okay. So this block 2 is related to management of financial resources. प्रथम आम आलोचना करिचे material resource, human resource, financial resource. So financial resource is very, very important for managing any organization. It may be educational institution or it may be any other institution. So it is very, very important to manage the institution or organization, that is financial, educational finance. The unit 6 is educational finance, its meaning, importance and scope. Finance is the science of management. Finance is the science of management. Okay. Of money and assets. Dita jinsu ko manage kara jai thai. One is money, another is asset. Asset means the infrastructures have are available in our colleges or schools. It deals with resource allocation as well as resource management, acquisition as well as investment. So what we learned? Now finance is the science of management of money and asset, and under money and asset all the investment is also discussed. Management of money and asset is related to physical and human resources, which are meant for educational purpose to fulfill the objectives of developing the educational activities of the learners. Again. सातटा आमर आरंभ 7-8 2 दिन प्रोग्राम 7-8 2 दिन प्रोग्राम तेणु 7 तारिख दिन इनागुरेशन टा होची 7 तारिख दिन आज्ञा नहीं वर्चुअली आज्ञा आज्ञा नहीं गला थर वर्चुअली जॉइन करथिले वर्चुअली भी परियो नहीं ओहो अच्छा 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 हो आज्ञा आ मेसेज टा काइंडली कर देथिबे नहीं नहीं जोटा चिट्ठी टा देली व्हाट्सएप रे मेसेज पाई ना नहीं नहीं यही मेसेज नो सेटा सोभनियर पे मेसेज में लिखा हिथिबो ना देखुना दी ओहो सेटा त मु टिके देखुची ना आउट हां हां अच्छा अच्छा हां से एक्चुअली हमर प्लैटिनम जुबली टा पालन होबो तो ए वर्ष सेति में जो शोभा ओह सेटा नहीं सेटा से मते पठेले हम पठेतिली हां आगे आगे हम दे दूची आगे आगे हाँ ठीक है आगे थैंक यू सर थैंक यू इले गोटे मिनिट गोटे मिनिट Okay. So, educational finance refers to government and organizational process by which revenues are generated. That may be tax, that may be tuition fee, that may be philanthropic collection, donation, or any other business. In any other source we can earn or get receiving grant or aid. According to PK Mishra, all funds that are incurred both by government and non-government agencies for maintenance, growth, expansion, and qualitative improvement of education is known as educational finance. It is very all right, very good definition. PK Mishra, according to PK Mishra, all funds we are receiving both from government as well as non-government source. Why we are receiving? To maintain our organization, institution, to expand our activities, to improve the quality education, to impart quality education to the students, for proper management of the organization. What we are doing by the money, that is known as educational finance. Then, scope of educational finance. Under scope, we will discuss educational finance provides all students with access of schools and reduced dropout rate. Building construction is also comes under scope of educational finance. Purchasing of materials, equipments, distribution of uniform, textbook, any other grant to the student, even if it tuition fee, free tuition fee, or any other stipend, everything is also comes under scope of educational finance. Teachers' salary, staff salary, maintenance, SIG, RMG grant, library grant, civil work, grant for civil work, ए समस्त को आम कहूचे स्कोप ऑफ एजुकेशनल फाइनेंस. All the income and expenditure from beginning to end comes under scope of educational finance. Then another slide is costing. According to the Chartered Institute of Management Accountant, costing is the technique and process of ascertaining cost. Technique to ascertain the cost. Cost means value. It lays down basic principles to be followed for ascertaining the cost of products, jobs, process, and service. The process of costing is very dynamic and keeps on changing from time to time and from industry to industry. The application of techniques helps the accountant and management in deciding how to reduce and control various costs. Cost refers to the amount of resources spent for producing a product or for rendering a service. A line is very important. Cost refers to the amount of resources. Cost refers to the amount of resources spent. जो resource हमें spend करिचे. Why? Now for producing a product or for rendering a service. Fire brigade माने निया लिभांती. ସେଥିପାଇଁ salary ठु आरंभ करी fire machine maintenance purchase पर्यंत जो खर्च हुए, that is known as cost. Due to that cost, they can render service at the time of our natural calamity. Any disaster, to manage any disaster. Costing is defined as the process of collecting, arranging, and processing and presenting the cost. Costing is related to collecting of a cost, arrangement of a cost, processing of cost, and presentation of cost. Some basic concept of costing. Cost unit is there, cost center is there, cost driver is there. ठीक है, हमें देखिबा what is cost unit. Can you say what is cost unit? किए कहि परिबो cost unit कोन? Anyone?
सर आमे कोइ परिबे कि गोटे माने कॉस्ट यूनिट माने गोटे प्रोडक्ट हे गला बा गोटे पर पर्सन पे जो कॉस्ट खर्च होता जेमति गोटे ट्रेनिंग करूचे तो गोटे पर्सन पे ट्रेनिंग पे केते कॉस्ट आसुची बा केते खर्च हो सेटा कहबे कॉस्ट यूनिट कोइ परिबे
यस एनी माने कर यूनिफॉर्म में बांटुचे पिला पर हेड 200 रुपीस तेणु पर हेड cost unit means one individual per student एटी cost unit refers to a student गोटे स्टूडेंट पिछा केते खर्च होउछ मन कर ए वर्ष 5 कोटी टका खर्च होला प्राथमिक शिक्षा रे प्राथमिक शिक्षार्थी केते थिले मन 50,000 ताले कॉस्ट यूनिट केते expenditure 5 crores student strength is 50,000 what is the cost unit who can say
सर आउ थरे कोंतु
total number of student is 50,000 total expenditure is 5 crore what is the cost unit कॉस्ट यूनिट अर्थ कोन प्रति स्टूडेंट पिछा केते खर्च होला केमि जानिबो
सर 1000
मोट टकार पिला संख्या भाग कर दबा
सर 1000
5 crores divided by 50,000 जहा हला that is
सर 1000
cost unit that is cost unit मु लेखि छि स्लाइड रे पढिले ठीक रे देखि की कह बोली पचारु सेति पई to generate your idea it is a unit of quantity of product service or time in relation to which cost may be ascertained or expressed for example the cost unit in respect of educational institution can be cost per student लेकिन मोइटी cost per student तुमरे वर्ष यूनिफॉर्म बंटारे गला 50,000 पिला अछंती 5,000 कि 10,000 पिला अछंती तले कॉस्ट यूनिट केते पर स्टूडेंट जहा पहिला कॉस्ट सेंटर लेखाई से देख लेखि पढ़ी की बुझिया पे मु तुम कहूची हाउ कुड यू अंडरस्टूड इट इज लोकेशन पर्सन और आइटम ऑफ इक्विपमेंट फॉर व्हिच कॉस्ट मे बी ascertained and used for the purpose of control for example in a department teaching or other personnel or equipment such as computers projectors etc are to be taken into consideration केमती मनकर गोटे विद्यालय रे कौन कौन वर्षाकर काम होउची केते आईसीटी खर्च होउची केते सैलरी दिया जाउची टीचर मानकू किछि इक्विपमेंट किना जाउची ए समस्त को जदि आमे एकाठी कर दबा ऑल टोटल खर्च को एकाठी कर दबा एवं एकाठी कर देला परे आमे पाई जिबा जे व्हाट इज द कॉस्ट सेंटर ए वर्ष रा हमर बजट केते थिला कॉस्ट ड्राइवर कौन एनी एक्टिविटी व्हिच जनरेट्स कॉस्ट इज ए कॉस्ट ड्राइवर इफ ए कॉलेज वांट टू इनिशिएट ए न्यू डिपार्टमेंट extra money or finance is required thus initiation of any project or working hours power consumed kilometers covered by the school bus etc comes under cost drivers जदि गोटे डिपार्टमेंट नुआ में खोलिले हमर दीटा क्लास थला आ गोटे क्लास अधिक खोलिला ताले हमर कॉस्ट बढ़िबो ना बढ़िबोनी
सर
बढ़िया
that is known as cost driver हला एगुडा को पढ़िले माने एगुडा जो शॉर्ट नोट पढुची से शॉर्ट नोट रे एडा न बुझते लिख परिबन एग्जांपल देकी
सर कॉस्ट सेंटर टे टिके आउथरे कहबे की
हां कहूची कॉस्ट सेंटर टा होची ऑल टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर विभिन्न प्रकार गोटे विद्यालय तो खाली दरमा टीचर को दिया जाउनी दरमा दिया जाउची स्कूल इंप्रूवमेंट पाई मेंटेनेंस पे ग्रांट आसुची पीएलएम पाई आसुची यूनिफॉर्म आसुची टेक्स्ट बुक आसुची स्टाइपेंड आसुची से समस्त खर्च को मिसई दबाटा होची कॉस्ट सेंटर कॉस्ट सेंटर आम जो बजेट करुचे डिस्ट्रिक्ट पाई केते बजेट रहउची ब्लॉक पाई केते स्टेट पाई केते देश पाई सेंटर पाई केते बजेट आछी कॉस्ट यूनिट कॉस्ट सेंटर कॉस्ट ड्राइवर सिमिलर बुझियला नहीं बुझियला नहीं
सर बुझियला
सर बुझी
ଆଜ୍ଞା
सर
ସାର୍
बुझिगला
नेक्स्ट देख सेमती अब्जॉर्प्शन कॉस्टिंग मार्जिनल कॉस्टिंग यूनिफॉर्म कॉस्टिंग एक्टिविटी बेस्ड अकाउंटिंग पूरा क्लियरली एग्जांपल सब लिखी स्लाइड रे देखि परिबो इट इज आल्सो नोन एज द ऑर्थोडॉक्स or conventional method of costing since it is the oldest method of costing ता अर्थ आमे ट्रेडिशनली जेमती टीचर पढौतिला टीचर सेंटर्ड अप्रोच रे एबे आमे से कोन कले इट इज शिफ्टेड टू टीचर सेंटर्ड टू
एक्टिविटी मेथड्स
learner centered now we are learner centered approach is also shifted to learning centered approach similarly in past the conventional method of costing was known as absorption costing. It includes charging of all costs, both variable and fixed, to operation, product, and process. Marginal cost kono? Under marginal costing, only the variable costs are treated as product cost. Variable kono? Are variable cost kono? What is variable cost? Who can say? Are fixed cost होला तुम टीचर का सैलरी टा होची फिक्स्ड किंतु कंप्यूटर बिल ए वर्ष जति के हेतिला आर वर्ष सेति के हो बोली किसी माने अछि टेलीफोन बिल ए मास रे जा हाई आर मास रे से हो बोली माने अछि दैट विल बी वैरिड किंतु टीचर टा सैलरी पाइबो ए मास रे जति 10000 पाइला आर मास रे से 10000 सैलरी पाइबो दैट इज फिक्स्ड वेरिएबल कॉस्ट होची the amount of expenditure will vary from time to time. Fixed, it is a regular amount. That is, in past, both variable fixed dita ka semane consider korthile. That is absorption costing. Marginal costing, only variable costs are treated. That is marginal costing. Uniform costing kono? जो थ्रे स्टैंडर्ड प्रिंसिपल और मेथड ऑफ कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग आर एम्प्लॉयड बा व्यवहार कर जाई थाए स्टैंडर्ड प्रिंसिपल एंड मेथड जोटा सिस्टमैटिक साइंटिफिक वे रे जोटा अकाउंटिंग टा करा जाय सेटा कहै छै यूनिफॉर्म कॉस्टिंग हमें जो बजेट कथा कहूचे बजेट टा कोन यूनिफॉर्म एग्जांपल ऑफ यूनिफॉर्म कॉस्टिंग काहे कि जो स्टेट रो बजेट डिस्ट्रिक्ट रो बजेट यूनिफॉर्म कॉस्टिंग कह जाए यूनिफॉर्मिटी इज देयर कारण खोर्धा जिलार जो बजेट हबो जो 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 दिग को आधार करी नयागढ़ जिले में से हबो अनुगुल रे से हबो यूनिफॉर्म कॉस्टिंग अनदर इज एक्टिविटी बेस्ड अकाउंटिंग व्हाट इज एक्टिविटी बेस्ड अकाउंटिंग
सर सेठी ब्रैकेट रे एबीसी लिखाई छी सर सी
तार
सी
शॉर्ट फॉर्म
फॉर
टा
अकाउंटिंग आज्ञा
ए फॉर एक्टिविटी बी फॉर बेस्ड सी फॉर अकाउंट ओ ए बी ए हबो सेटा ओ सी हे जाई नै कि हां ए कर दिले कर दिले गुड गुड ओके a form of cost accounting that focus on the cost of performing specific functions that is process activities task rather than on the cost of organizational unit जोड़ा का हमरा स्पेसिफिक फंक्शन गुडा का एक्टिविटीज हला टास्क पिला को दउचे जेटा टास्क दउचे प्रोजेक्ट दउचे ताको पेपर दउचे पेंसिल दउचे ड्राइंग शीट दउचे एक्टिविटी दउचे क्वेश्चन दउचे से करी के देउची जो प्रोसेस फॉलो करूचे प्रोसेस पाई मध्ये हमर कॉस्ट मध्ये खर्च रहउची एक्सपेंडिचर रहउची ए सब गुडा को एक्टिविटी बेस्ड अकाउंटिंग बोली कहि था तापर मेथड्स ऑफ कॉस्टिंग तो परवर्ती समय रे हमें आलोचना करिबा।